Welcome back to Revealing the Hidden, where we take a deeper look into Jewish living. Okay, so I have a hack, a tefillah hack that I want to share. And what I mean by this is I really, deeply believe, based on Chazal, that this is a power tool for Klal Yisrael in general, and it could be used as a power tool in particular to get your prayers answered faster. And I'll tell you why and in what way I mean this. So the phrase that I want you to remember, the phrase I want you to hold on to in tefillah, you've said it over and over and over again, you've heard it over and over again, is utehi l'ratzon tamid avodas Yisrael amecha. And may it be pleasing always the avoda of Klal Yisrael, your nation. This is the line I want you to remember. I'm going to tell you what I want you to think, what kavanas I want you to have, why I think it's a power tool, why I think it's a hack. So we're going to build it off of a principle. The first thing you need to know is a principle from the Ramchal. Rav Moshe Chaim Lazaro Derech Hashem. If you are looking to understand tefillah, it's a must to go through his words, to go through that section in Derech Hashem. I highly recommend it. Perhaps maybe one time we'll do that. But one of the things he explains is as follows. He said that the way that Hashem created the world, the nature of the world is that there's no blessing, there's nothing that's channeled into the world that doesn't make it here without prayer. In other words, prayer is the one avenue, literally, like think of it like an avenue, like a road. It's the one avenue that will make it from Shamayim down to this world to bring bracha in. Every bracha that's ever made it to this world has had to be channeled that way. It starts from the famous episode with Adam Arishon, when Adam woke up and he sees the ground and he realizes that he needs food. So the pasuk in the Torah says, "La'avodas ha'adama," to work the land, and Rashi says, "La'avod milashon avoda," from the lashon of work, of service, of the service of the heart, of serving Hashem through tefillah. And Adam Arishon davened, and all of a sudden, all of the greenery that Hashem had already made, but was under the ground, came up. So we're seeing from here that even the blessings, the fundamental blessings that God's already going to give, needs prayer to bring it in. And we do this, and we have an understanding. Imagine a huge Amazon truck, a Walmart truck, here a Wayfair truck. Think about the blessings that you want, and they're coming in from Shamayim, and it's massive, God willing, tremendous otzar, huge warehouse that's going to come down to you. But you didn't daven, you didn't create the road for that bracha to come. It's not going to come. It can't come without it. So tefillah is needed to create that avenue, that channel. That's principle number one. Number two is we have another klal that no tefillah goes or comes back empty-handed. Every tefillah that Klal Yisrael ever said, any tefillah you ever say, every prayer that's uttered is answered with a yes. Now, I know that sounds wrong. What I mean by a yes is that it's answered, that there is shefa that comes from it. There's bracha that comes from it. How it's manifest, in what way it's manifest, every situation can be different, right? The idea of a no in the sense of like you asked for something, you didn't get it. Yeah, it could be that like you asked for $1 million or a lottery ticket. I'm just giving fun examples. A winning lottery ticket and you didn't get it. But the fact that you davened for it brought down an answer of yes, a shefa of it. And Chazal actually say that, the Nefesh HaChaim talks about this in particular, that you should put bitachon into your tefillah. That the nature, the way that you daven, that you ask God for something, is when you say sim, shalom, tova, uvracha, bring, peace, goodness, blessing. When you say those words, the understanding that you should have when you're davening is the answer is yes, that shalom is coming in, tova is coming in, bracha is coming in. It's being brought in that Amazon truck, and that, the Rami Levy truck, from heaven is coming down with that shefa, and that bitachon itself is going to generate schus for you, and it generates more yeses and more gifts and more good. Every tefillah gets a yes, and we don't always see in what way or how, but you should know that that's the nature of when you're talking to God and asking. It's not a yeah. It's not a maybe he'll answer me, maybe he won't. He will always answer you. It's just a matter of you not necessarily seeing it in the way that it came. Good. Rule number 1, Ramchal, that you need the road. Rule number 2 is that every prayer creates a road. Okay. Now, rule number 3. The last thing I want you to remember. You know what? Before rule number 3, so let's apply this to V'zech Hazen Ayinenu first, and then we'll go to rule number 3. So first, when it comes to the V'zech Hazen Ayinenu, the tefillah that I asked you to remember, specifically in that tefillah where we have the words Utehi l'ratzon tamid avodas Yisrael amecha, may it be the will, right? May it be pleasing, right? Always the avoda of the Jewish people. So if you think about what that means that when you daven, you're asking Hashem that every single time that every Jew prays, that it should be pleasing to Hashem. You don't just say this. The Chavetz Chaim said it. The Vilna Gaon said it. The Lubavitcher Rebbe said it. Day in, day out, over and over and over. The Sidur's been around for thousands of years. So this prayer has been uttered from the times of its creation by the Anshe Knesset Gedolah, by all these tzaddikim. And they pray that always, forever, Hashem's tefillah should be pleasing. That Klal Yisrael's tefillah should be pleasing. Always, not just sometimes. It always should be. So if you think about the compounding interest of that prayer, it's incredible. You asked for something that Chavetz Chaim asked for. Chavetz Chaim said, may it be will that all of the Jewish people's tefillah is pleasing, so that makes your tefillah more pleasing. And you're asking, may the Jewish people's tefillah be more pleasing? In other words, his prayer was that your prayer is more pleasing. And all of the tzaddikim and all the Jews who davened for thousands of years, they've davened that this tefillah that you're having now should be pleasing to Hashem. How can it not be? How beautiful, how sweet, how amazing must that prayer be and pleasing to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and bringing incredible blessing to the world, right? Think about that. So you're on the shoulders of these giants' prayer with your own prayer. Now, next step. So finally, if that's true, so now every single time that you daven, what you can understand is that thousands of years of Jews are standing with you in front of Hashem every single time you talk. And they're asking Hashem, because they already said it, 3 times a day, right? So that's, as we said yesterday, over 1,000 times a year. They've asked Hashem, please, may it be real that Gershom Eizel's tefillah is more beautiful, is more sweet. And so then when I daven, Hashem's already been asked by all those people that my tefillah is more sweet. So now I have a powerhouse compounded interest prayer of unbelievable magnitude. And it happens to be the next words that Chazal put into davening. Right after that was V'zech Hazen Ayinenu, Hashem, please bring Mashiach. You can imagine it fits so beautifully that just after you recall all of the Jewish people's collective davenings over and over and over and over, that it carries the prayer for Mashiach. I don't even know Mashiach hasn't come because of the unbelievable magnitude of the prayer. But anyways, so the last piece of this now, the hack, the power tool, how do you make this get your prayers answered more? So first of all, it seems like Chazal already gave you a super, souped up, superpower prayer. But there's something else. Rashi tells us in Sefer Bereshis, it says so much about tefillah, but one of the things that he points out to us is that when you daven for someone else, your tefillah is answered first. I believe that he reveals this to us by Yitzchak and Rivka, that Yitzchak's tefillah was answered because he's davening. One of the explanations was he was davening for Rivka, davening for someone else. Anyways, so when you go to say if you think genuinely in your heart, and I challenge you, pull out your sitter, highlight this right now, highlight this word, this phrase, and think, put a heart next to it. Think, I love every single Jew in the world, and I want Hashem to answer those tefillahs. I don't know what everyone's tefillahs are. Someone needs a shidduch, someone else needs a parnassah, someone needs both, someone needs a refuah. There's many yeshuas that are needed. Hashem, I don't know all of them, but I love them all and I want them to be answered. If in your heart deeply that is what you're thinking, imagine how that would change your accepted tefillahs. Because you davened for someone else first. But not only someone else first, you davened for every Jew. Not only every Jew now, tamid avodas Yisrael mecha, forever, for all of time. You're davening for every single one of them. And you're putting their prayer first. And if you could do that and put that deeply in your heart, imagine the power and the magnitude of the tefillah that you have. Especially in context of what we already said, that all of Klal Yisrael is asking for this tefillah to be sweeter. So if you use this tefillah to change the rest of the Jewish people's lives, you're bringing shefa for them. Imagine what's schar and shamayim. This line is something that is life-changing for me, and could totally transform my heart and the way that I think, the way I connect to the Jewish people. And if you do it every day, I think you're going to call me and thank me and realize, wow, what an unbelievable experience that could be. Take it as a meditation. Take it as just a regular, genuine prayer. And I hope that you've pulled out your siddur already and highlighted it. Have a good answered tefillah day. Kol tov.